Salutations, fine individuals on the internet. Today we are unlocking the Gensis Camo. This is one of the master camos that you get from completing the camo grind in the co-op campaign. A little sick in the moment, but I'm gonna fight through it and get you these tips and tricks on how to get it done efficiently. Because Lord knows I wish I knew this when I was starting out. So if you're ready, get full of 5 guys and let's jump into the video.
Get your mind out the gutter.
Before we actually get into the camos, let's talk about how Endgame works. In Endgame, you essentially have activities and assignments to complete throughout the map, and these give you power. You can choose from 6 different skill trees: Berserker, Support, Daredevil, Gunner, Technician, and Bulldozer. You can choose from 3 different skill trees to optimize your build. For this camo grind, we're going to be using Gunner, Berserker, and Bulldozer, and I'm going to explain why in a second. Avalon is split into 4 zones, which each one you need to be in specific combat rating for. Tier 1, you could be in any rating. Tier 2, you have to be plus 10 combat rating. Tier 3, you have to be plus 30 combat rating. And Tier 4, you have to be 45 plus combat rating. While you're doing your activities and assignments, be sure to go to command centers and eliminate the commander there. That way you are able to jailbreak your gun, aka Pack-a-Punch, and get it to a good rarity. Greens are always going to be in Tier 1, blues are going to be in Tier 2, purples are going to be in Tier 3, and orange is going to be in Tier 4. Another thing you're going to run into if you're doing Tier 4 assignments is you're going to run into exotic guns. These have Pack-a-Punch ammo mods. These do not count towards camo challenges, so do not use them. Wow, that really didn't count. I just wasted 45 minutes of my time. If you need to take a break or you are done with your current camo, be sure to exfil. You need to exfil. Otherwise, if you leave normally, you will lose your combat rating, your guns, all of that. So be sure to exfil. I ran into numerous issues on Steam where Steam would sometimes go down and I will unfortunately lose my character. That's just something that happens, unfortunately.
Hey, so that escape last game we died, do I lose my combat rating?
Yeah, you lag out or just leave. Without exfilling, you will lose everything.
Now that I've covered the basics, let's actually get into the camo grind. First things first, what you're gonna want to do is complete the co-op campaign. I wish there was an easier way to do this, but no, you have to go through all 11 missions and complete the campaign. If you don't mind if I get the mic real quick, I do want to talk about this campaign, because oh my god, I got some shit to say. This campaign was absolutely abysmal dog shit. I'm gonna keep it 150. It's absolutely terrible. Campaigns in Call of Duties in the past, they've had memorable moments when it comes to like sick bullet time action or cinematic moments. Spoiler warning, there is absolutely 0 of those.
Get the fuck out of here. No, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
There's no way her shrapnel kept her alive, bro. How is she even shooting it?
There goes our ex.
Oh my god. This shit sucks, dog.
Bro, what the fuck was that? You mean to tell me that we went from this?
Do the job now, buddy. Do it, man. Come on. You don't got the stones to fucking shoot me. Come on, Egghead. Do it.
To this. And then just take
I'm
that.
on the roof.
Have a taste of your own medicine, bitch.
This nigga tweaking.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
My god.
Nigga, my little shop of nightmares ass boss.
Gang?
That bet not be Salazar. That bet not be a big ass Salazar.
Excuse
That's Harper. Never
Maul?
mind.
Nah, I'm switching y'all down. That's crazy.
What the fuck? This is supposed to be the direct sequel to Black Ops 2. There's no branching storyline, there's no quick time events, there's no bullet time moments.
Why am I training in campaign? I remember back in the day in COD, you know, I was fighting against, I don't know, Russia.
Oh god, bro.
You got me fighting demons.
This campaign is actually a tutorial for you learning how to play the endgame mode. As you start out playing the campaign, you are on the outskirts of Avalon. As you continue to progress the story, you experience harder enemies and side effects of the Cradle. Which, spoiler warning guys, the Cradle is the whole reason you're playing the Black Ops 6 campaign. It's the reason you're in Avalon. No correlation between that and Black Ops 2. I don't know. And while we're on the topic, the only correlation that Black Ops 2 has with Black Ops 7 is its characters. We have Chroma, Samuels Mason, David Mason, Alex Mason, who makes a cameo in a sequence, and Menendez, who isn't even real. He's a fucking deepfake. And if we're being super honest, they're using maps from Black Ops 6 in a Black Ops 7 campaign. Avalon is literally getting pushed like Jey Uso in WWE. Sorry about that. That's my rant. I'm gonna get back to the video. If you want to see the full playthrough, the videos on the channel. I understand if you don't want to, but let's get back to these tips and tricks.
So actually, at the time that I'm recording this, they just announced that everyone will have access to the campaign, whether you complete it or not.
I did all that for nothing. You're gonna need to get 250 critical kills on ARs, SMGs, LMGs, sniper rifles, and pistols. Shotguns, you're gonna need point blank kills. Launchers, you're gonna need 100 kills. And knives, you're gonna need 250 kills. Now these kills count to whether they are the Fear, aka the zombies, or actual guild members. And I'm gonna give you a trick as to how you can actually get your critical kills easier. What you're gonna wanna do is select the Bulldozer skill tree ability when you level up your combat rating. When you get to the max level, you will soon get a skill that allows you to slide into enemies and it will instantly kill them. And this counts as a critical kill. Sliding into enemies with your gun out actually counts as headshots or critical kills. Be sure to do this every time you run into enemies. Shout out to Peachy, she's actually the person that I got this trick from. I don't know if she was the first one to discover it, but she's the first one that I saw actually explain it, so I'm gonna give her credit for it. Bulldozer also helps with your point blank kills because the close range you'll be able to do more damage thanks to that skill tree. So your point blank kills just became 10 times easier. Next, let's dive into the special camos. Some of these camos are self-explanatory. Get 100 kills with suppressor, 100 kills with extended magazine, 100 kills with a 4x scope. You can either find the gun again that you have the specific attachments for, which is a long ass time. I would not recommend. I would actually recommend going out of the lobby, exfilling first of course, then setting up the gun for your specific camo that you're trying to go for. One challenge that you are absolutely gonna have to do is 8 attachments, and you cannot find that in raid. You have to manually make the gun yourself to have 8 attachments. Most of the special camo challenges are pretty self-explanatory. They're just in the description of how to get the camo, but here's some that I do want to highlight. Obviously we have 100 human kills, and then we have 100 fear. 100 fear is essentially the zombies of this mode, so you're gonna want to target those. In the upper part of resort is where I found most of my fear kills, so go there and you'll be able to get it done easily. That's also where we will farm Moonstone, but we'll get to that later when we actually get there. As you can see, this fine individual right here is farming for the oh damn, he just got shit on. Sliding, wall jump, and diving camo challenge. For me, I think it was bugged. I was actually able to do the challenge easier with the bulldozer method. So just do that and you'll get your camo done. There is a challenge on here as well where you have to kill the dogs, sentries, or drones of the guild. Now you can go to command centers and kill the sentries there, or you can find this drone contract on screen. You'll be following this drone around, and once it detects you, it will engage in combat by sending out smaller drones. All you have to do is kill the drones until you get the camo done, and then you can move on to the next challenge. 50 guild tech kills is a little annoying. You're gonna have to go around the entire map and look for the actual robots that the guild has. Not the dog! That's literally a walking robot, even though that quite literally looks like the most technologically advanced piece of guild tech I've ever seen. You have to look for the actual robotic soldiers. I found this area called Cliff Town, where that's where I found all my guild techs, but there's also a port down the bottom left of the map where you can actually find more robots. Then we have charging stations around the map which have a chance to at least spawn 8 maximum of guild robots, depending on which zone that you are in. It's definitely a mind-numbing task, but as long as you leave and come back to it later, the tasks and the robots should eventually respawn. So you can keep farming them until you get that camo. Another challenge that you are going to have to complete 50 kills with tactical stance. Now the only downside of doing this challenge is you're going to have to get your weapon level to the level of the tac laser in order to actually do the challenge. What I would do is farm as much activities or kills as possible and make sure you have a double weapon XP equipped. Or you could try your luck and see if you can find it inside of a cache inside the command center. There are about 5 chests that spawn with loot in them. But if it's just me, just level up your gun and then reset and get the gun equipped with the tac laser and get your kills there. Speaking of command centers, you're gonna have to go there in order to get a rarity, because you're gonna need it for this camo right here. Get 100 kills with a rarity or higher. Now you can either go do the command center yourself, or you can wait for someone to do it for you and then just sneak in with active camo or something like that and then upgrade your weapon that way. And then you just have to get 100 kills and you're good to go. Now that we got our special camos done, it is time to finally go on to our first mastery camo, Molten Gold. Get 20 special eliminations. Now special eliminations are only going to be the Raiders, GR6, the Shifter, the Mauler, the Doppelgast, or as they call it, the Haunt, but not the dog. Once again, that seems like it's a very special enemy, but no, it does not count. Now there are multiple ways that you can go about doing this challenge. One is the prime target activity. This activity spawns all over the map and it spawns one special enemy. Same can be said for the HVT elimination assignment. It also spawns one special enemy. enemy. Now if you go to tier 3 or tier 4, this changes. For example, I go to this prime target right here, and I found that there actually spawned some special robots, as well as the special target itself. I completed this activity and got 5 special kills that go towards my camo. However, if you don't have the combat rating for tier 3 or tier 4, here is an amazing workaround, which I actually recommend no matter your combat rating. Coliseum spawns multiple raiders that you can farm easily. You'll find them mostly on the outskirts of the ruins of the Coliseum. And if you go underneath the Coliseum, there is actually going to be some raider spawns. I would take the route that you're seeing on my screen right here. This is the most efficient way. As long as you go in and kill only the raiders and leave, you will be able to get a faster respawn. The reason why we are leaving some of these areas and coming back to it later is that's how we get the raiders or the enemies that we need to respawn. If you're lingering around an area for too long, or there are players nearby and you're trying to get them to respawn, they will not respawn if you are close by. And that's why we're constantly leaving areas that we are trying to farm special or multiple enemies at. Now, if the Coliseum is overrun with players, I highly recommend you go into the tier 3 zone. This is where you find your prime targets and HVT eliminations, where it has the possibility to spawn those special robots I was talking about. Or you can farm the special fear zombies. I've had most of my luck with Upper Resort, as well as this corner of the map over here. And not to mention, this area of the map is also amazing to go and get your 250 critical kills. And make sure you're doing the bulldozer method as well. Once you unlock all your gold camos, it is time to move on to Moonstone. For the Moonstone camo, we are remaining inside tier 3 and tier 4 zones and getting 100 kills on any enemy there, as long as they are tier 3 or tier 4. Your best bet for this challenge is to make sure that you are the recommended combat rating and make it sure that your gun is either purple or gold tier. This is the area where I found the most of my luck with getting these 100 kills. You can also go anywhere else around the map, but I found this to be the best area to farm for kills. Once you completed that, it is time to move on to the final camo challenge, Chroma Flux. Get 10 elite eliminations. Now for this camo challenge, you're going to want to make sure that you are 45 plus or the max rank of your character, and you're going to want to make sure you have gold guns. Now I'm going to show you 2 methods of which I think are efficient, one being the most efficient and one being a backup if the first method is overrun. First method is going into tier 4 zone and staying around this town area. You will find numerous spawns as well as an activity that occasionally spawns an elite enemy. What you're going to want to do is constantly fly around this area. I would recommend getting kinetic jump or a grappling gun and zipping around the area until you find the enemies to respawn. Once again, once you kill an elite enemy, you're going to want to leave and come back and see if he respawns. Now, depending on when this video comes out and how far people are into their camo grind, this area can get overrun quite easily. So with that, I'm going to show you some other methods as well. While you're trying to exfil, there will be an elite enemy that spawns in that you're going to have to kill in order to exfil. You can constantly farm exfils for these type of enemies. It does take a while to respawn those, so it's not as efficient as the first one. There are also zombies around tier 3 and tier 4 areas known as Elder Disciples. These are also elite enemies, as well as special zombies being upgraded into elite enemies. These zombies have a more red armor to them, or their skin is more red. But as long as you're paying attention to your minimap and you see this little elite symbol, you will know if it's an elite or not. Once again, I highly recommend the first method, which is flying around that tier 4 town. That is by far the best area to find all your elite kills. But once you got all your guns Chroma Flux, you will finally unlock Genesis. Oh my god, we finally did it. My back is sore as fuck. And yeah, you don't need to do any final camo challenge. You just unlock it instantly for every gun. Yeah, this is the first time I'm doing a video like this where it's more informative. So let me know if I missed anything or if I need to touch on something down below in the comments, because I will be reading them and I'll be helping out as much as I can. Thank you all for watching the video, and I hope you have a fantastic day.